Meetings being live streamed.
Of course, so Haley's not able to, she's still not able to communicate.
He's muted. There, now you're not.
I think you might be able to hear me now.
Yes.
Now we can.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so we should be live now. I'm just going to double check the feed. Yep, we are live. Let me bring up the sharing. And we'll get this party started. Share screen. Screen 3. Okay. Thank you all for joining the East Springfield Neighborhood Council Board and Police Beat meeting for June 15th, 2021. One second here. As always, these meetings are recorded and they are posted on our social pages for review the next day. They'll be on YouTube. They're already going to be on Facebook. We're live there right now. We want to hear from you. Issues are important. If there is something going on that you want us to pass along to the police or let us know about the quality of life issue or any other piece of information, you can contact us on Facebook, myesnc.com, YouTube, email contact@ESNC, and we will get back to you. Now that I've said all that, I'm going to turn the meeting over to our council president, Kathy Brown.
Let us please pledge to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One
one nation, under God, indivisible,
With
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Guy. Please be reminded at the end of the meeting, we will post a whole bunch of phone numbers so you can actually, you can connect with the police officers directly, but certainly share whatever information you'd like to share with us. And as Guy said, we do want to hear from you. We do have a quorum and we do love our volunteers, and we think you should be one. So the Neighborhood Council does help focus on health, public safety, and quality of life issues for the residents. And we host so many community activities throughout the year. Without our volunteers, we could not do everything that we do. Our extraordinary dedicated volunteers are so very important to our organization. We're all volunteers. So we've been an all volunteer organization since 1984, and we can use some more help. So give us a call, connect with us, whether it's a neighborhood cleanup or working special events or doing some clerical work or getting your hands dirty planting some trees. Please give us a call. We appreciate it all. Thank you. Thank you, Guy. And again, we want to thank the Springfield Parks Department for removing those temporary log barriers that were around our building. And they've installed new barrier posts so that the vehicles are not able to get onto the park and ruin the beautiful grass that we have. So again, thank you to the park department for continuing to improve our park. I'm glad the ugly logs are gone, but they served their purpose. Okay. I just have a quick note here that our monthly conference call with John and Chris from Key Point Management regarding the plaza will be this week. Thank you for those of you who have contacted me with issues or comments that we want to bring to John and Chris's attention. So please forward those along to us. Okay, we do have a newsletter that is going out. It's, I believe, in the mail right now. The printer said it's was physically going to the post office yesterday. It goes out bulk mail, which costs us just a few pennies less than regular mail. So expect it within the next 3 days. And this is just a quick copy of the newsletter. You'll also be able to find that online probably by tomorrow. So it's on the way, and there's a lot of good information in it. We hope that you'll read it carefully. And one of the items that is in the newsletter is the yearly supporting member form that you can fill out and You can show that you support the neighborhood council by sending a $5 check or more if you want to the neighborhood council. That's why we will be sure to know who is interested in having direct communication with us. That is very important. And June is our membership month. So this is when we get all of the neighbors sending in their $5 membership fee. Thank you. Okay, curb appeal. This is a curb appeal. We do have some flyers that look like what's on the left-hand side of the screen. And we are encouraging property owners, especially businesses, to take a look at their curb appeal and do anything they can to help in keeping our neighborhood clean. Our phone number and other information is on that form, and we have some neighborhood volunteers who are going to be distributing them to the businesses. We could use maybe 4 more neighborhood volunteers who can drop some of these off at the local businesses. So give us a call if you're able to do that with us. City services are still operating, and we put that right on the curb appeal flyer, hoping that people will call 311 and businesses also if they see graffiti or shopping carts or street lights or traffic lights that are down, missing or faded, sidewalks that need repair, clogged storm drains, and any other question that you have of the city that 311 will be able to help you with. They are very knowledgeable, and if you need any help, just give us a call and we'll be glad to help you connect if there's some kind of a little hiccup. Okay, I think that's it. Curb appeal is a citywide event. Just, it's not just East Springfield. Thank you. Guy, do you want to address this? The next one? He's on mute probably, right? Guy is on mute.
Yep, I have unmuted, sorry.
That's okay.
So starting in July with the first meeting we have, we're going to do like a hybrid Zoom / getting ready to go back to the office at some point. The office return date is undetermined as of exactly right now, but we will be sending out a Zoom invite to all of the supporting members that we have an email address for. So that will go out a few days before the next meeting. You'll be able to join through Zoom. We will also be posting it on our social accounts the next day like we have been. That being said, if you are not already signed up with your email, or if you think that we have the wrong email, please go to our contact page on myesnc.com and submit to get added to the list. Or also you can, call us, email us, all the normal methods, but the contact is the easiest way to go, because then I can just drag it directly into the list and easy peasy. That's pretty much it. Miss anything you think, Kathy?
No, if you're not sure if we have your email or not, if you've received any emails from us about these meetings, then we have your email. If you have not received an email from us reminding you of these meetings, then we do not have your email address, and use that as your rule of thumb. Thank you, Guy.
Yeah. Oh, and one other thing, if anyone does not know how to use Zoom at this point, I know the last year and change, a lot of us have picked up this extra skill set, but if somebody has a question, reach out and we can help you get prepared before the next meeting.
Thank you. Marie's going to speak to this next topic, and then I'll back you up after you're done, Marie. This is the the great outdoors.
And I
Off to the great
bring my
outdoors.
paper, my little booklet down. But yeah, the great outdoors. Give me a second.
There we go.
So yeah, so the great outdoors through Green Up Springfield. They're looking at the Poor Brook in East Springfield. And for those of you like myself that never knew that there was such a place, it's behind Stanley Street, where Mary Mother Hope is. There's a street, and it's kind of like between the street and the highway. It's part of the Chicopee. It's part of a watershed. The Delta. Was it the Delta?
Hills. Delta Hills.
Delta Hills watershed. It goes into the Chicopee River. And they're really trying to make people aware of this area. Now, historically, if you talk to people who live on Stanley Street, Fitzgerald Road, they will tell you that there's always been a lot of vagrants, drug dealing, ATVs going through there, people setting up their tents and staying there. And, you know, lots of calls to 911 complaining. And so they're kind of happy to hear that it's being looked at and cleaned up. There was about 16 of us there last Wednesday from 5:30 to 7, and went on a hike through the area, learned a little bit about it. There are July 14th and August 4th. There are, again, 5:30 to 7, information going on, and just a lot to learn about. There's a couple of workday sessions this coming Saturday from 9:30 to 12, and then again August 14th from 9:30 to 12. It was really interesting to see. They want to really bring this area to life, clean up the water that's going through the area, make sure the water and sewer, the Springfield water and sewer, fix broken pipes so that gray water, contaminated water isn't running down into the Chicopee River. And just in general, it's looking what's out there for wildlife, what's out there for flora, and you know, all the different plants and animals that are there. So getting a chance, come on out. Like I said, it's at 5:30. You park on Stanley Street, and they have bug spray and they have water, and they give you this nice booklet with all kinds of information in it. And the guys running it are knowledgeable and excited about doing something. So,
Thank
yeah.
you. It is a very exciting program, and actually this is being funded by the Attorney General's office.
Wow.
They have actually taken a company that was contaminating groundwater because they didn't realize what they were doing, and rather than fine them, they actually got them to do a $30,000 contribution to improving the watershed in this area. So it's pretty exciting that they're flipping it around and making it have a benefit to East Springfield and to the neighborhood. And it's what we're told, and correct me if I'm wrong, Marie, we were told this is one of the biggest left areas in Springfield, is Delta
Yes,
Hills,
absolutely.
Brook area. And they had some charts with all the kinds of animals and birds and everything.
Yeah.
The walk is easy. I was concerned that it might be a tough walk. It wasn't. It was like a stroll in the park. So come on down and join us on Saturday, which will be a little bit more of a work day, but still come on down and check it out. And also July 14th and August 4th. So
And just for general safety, I would say wear long pants. You want to be covered up because you just never know. Between ticks and poison ivy, you want to be safe. But although we didn't have any problem, it really wasn't buggy that day. I know we had bug spray available, but it wasn't buggy. And I certainly didn't end up with any ticks on my clothes. So that's the good news.
So, and we thank Reed Green for taking the lead on it also, Reed Green Springfield, because they're the agency that has been, actually, they've been helping us get some additional trees in East Springfield so that our tree canopy is improved, so that our air quality is improved. So it all connects to everything else. Thank you, Marie.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to ask Irene Kennison to take on the next slide, please.
Hello, so it is time. Our art boxes have been completed. The volunteers worked really, really hard. And by volunteers, I mean members of the board and myself as just a co-chair helping out. Got these together. We want folks to go on to the myesnc.com website. It's listed right there. Under the menu tab, you'll see on the top link there where it says a hashtag art myesnc. And there you'll be able to register for an art box. If you have more than one person who's interested in your house, please make sure that you use the drop-down tab to let us know that. And please provide us as much information as you can. We want to know who's interested in these types of projects, if you want to volunteer in the future, and your thoughts on them. These kits have just over 60 pieces in each one, and we tried to vary them up a little bit and make sure they had a little bit of everything in them. So if you have questions, if you want to volunteer, please just reach out to us and let us know. Guy, am I forgetting any details on the registration? Oh, Guy's muted, and the registration is open right now. So folks who want to register can do that as soon as this meeting is over.
One thing we should mention is if anyone's interested in volunteering to help with distributions, contact at my ESNC, the website, sign up, email, Facebook, all the methods to find us.
Good point, Guy, because the first time we did one of these, we did it in the middle of COVID. So we committed to doing social distance delivery, and that's what we will do this time also. And that's why we'll be asking for information so we can get them porch to porch delivered to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
This is another exciting project we have going on. Guy, do you want to address this, please?
Yeah, this is a backpack program that we will be giving out backpacks in August. We're going to schedule it so it's a couple weeks before school goes back. Sign-ups are open on the website, just like the art box right now. If you go to the website and you go, actually, I don't even know why I didn't think to bring the screen up. 1 second. Let me just drag this over here just so it's easy peasy for everybody. You go to the website, and right at the top of the page, you'll see depending on your resolution, you have to hit our little hamburger tile thing. Backpack registration, art, my ESNC registration. You click on either one, and it will bring you to a clickable link so you can fill out the registration online, which is right here. This is the art, my ESNC. As Irene stated, you can do a multiple drop down in here to select more than one if you have more than one child. Also with the backpacks, we have a clickable link. For this one here, you're going to want to fill out because there's different size backpacks, as I'll bring up again. Every student that you're registering for, fill out a separate registration, please. And there will be, while supplies last, of the middle school and high school backpacks that are by Targus. We have 300 and change, over 300, and then the remainder of the 430 are the elementary school size backpacks that come in multiple colors. And that's pretty much it. Registration's open, first come, first serve. This one we will need volunteers to help prep the backpacks before they go out. And also these ones, we're going to do a pickup day, which once you register, we're going to email you the information for the pickup day. So that way we can sort of space it out, and you'll pick them all up from the East Springfield Neighborhood Council building on Cruz Street, right behind Pottinger. Did I miss anything, Kathy?
I don't think so. I don't think so. It looks good. Thank you.
Okay.
We have another exciting project that's happening this year. As you know, as you may know, that the park department has decided to do movies in the park at Marshall Roy this year. We've been asking for it. We had some of it right before COVID. They were able to provide some. So we're very excited to be sort of co-hosting the movies in the park. Guy, you want to address this a little bit?
Yeah, all the movie show times are at 8:15. The Marshall Roy movies will start on the 19th on Monday and be every Monday for the next 3 weeks after that. We will be there to say hi to everybody as everybody comes and joins. You should bring blankets, chairs, and any snacks you want to have to sit in the park and enjoy the show. There are no rain dates, so if for some reason it rains that day, it will be canceled. But the schedule for all the movies in the park is on our Facebook page. We will also have it on, probably post it on Nextdoor again right before it starts. And I'm sure we'll bring it up at the July meeting again. The other thing I will mention, which isn't on the slides, but I just got a message to please mention it, is the week of the 6th of July, the library will be reopening in East Springfield. So I was asked to just share that information. I do not have a slide because it is hot off the presses, but I figured it sort of transitions from kids at a movie, kids getting a book, and
That's
having a
great.
movie in their head.
That's great. And although the park department will be doing these movies in our park, they also have 2 other parks across the city. So ours are on Monday nights, another park is on Wednesday night, and another park is on Friday night. So there are opportunities across the city to see these 3 movies. But again, we're privileged to have this happening at Marshall Roy Field. Okay. Guy, you want to next, please? Okay. I just have a couple of quick announcements right here before John Kosky takes on this next slide. As far as zoning and land use, the Kentucky Fried Chicken special permit for the drive-through window will be going to the City Council on June 28th. And also the Suboxone Clinic was in front of the City Council last night, and it's been continued also to June 28th. We'd also like to congratulate CRRC. The Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority has made a contract for 64 new subway cars that will be dealt with up here in East Springfield, and there's a potential for an additional 218. That's good news, that's good jobs, and I wanted just to make sure everybody was aware of that. John, if you want to take the drives like your kids live here.
Yeah, as you probably aware, we had a Check Your Speed event scheduled for yesterday, but based on the weather, we decided best to cancel that. So sorry we had to cancel that. But we have scheduled the next Check Your Speed for Monday, July 12th. Same time, 4 to 5:30 p.m. And I think this summer, unless there's a compelling reason to hold a Check Your Speed somewhere else, I think we're really going to focus on that Page Boulevard and in Bertram Street area. It's really has been a problem area for accidents, and hopefully we can help them out with some more Check Your Speed events. So anyways, Monday, July 12th, 4 to 5:30 p.m. We'll be back on Page Boulevard and Bertram for Check Your Speed. Also want to remind,
John.
Yep, but pardon? Oh, I didn't want to cut you off, Kathy.
Go ahead.
On the, we do have signs as part of our initiatives to help, slow the speed down. We do have, actually, we have a couple of signs available now. One is Drive Like Your Kids Live Here that can be placed in your yard. And we also have a Check Your Speed sign. So we were able to get those signs in. Kathy, we got those through our representative.
Representative Jose Tosado.
Yeah,
Jose Tosado funded those, most of the cost of those.
right, we worked with him, and so you can get a sign that's looks just like that little Check Your Speed picture that's on the slide on the screen. So we have a couple of signs that you can put in your yard to help remind people to drive at a safer speed. And if you're interested in one of those signs, you have my contact number there, or you can email contact@myesnc.com, and we'll hook up with you to get the sign to you, or we'll deliver the sign to you, whatever we need to do to get you with some signs in your yard. We're happy to help you out with that. And it goes without saying.
If I could just.
Yes, go ahead, Kathy.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but if anybody out in Facebook land has a question, please start typing them in, and we'll take them after the police officers have done their presentation, and we'll sort them by police related and non-police related to be more efficient. Thank you, John. Go ahead.
All right, I just wanted to remind folks that the speed limit in Springfield is 25 miles per hour, unless it's posted otherwise. So if you're on St. James Boulevard and Page Boulevard, the speed limit's 25 miles per hour from St. James Boulevard down to I-291. So that's something to keep in mind. You know, sometimes when you're out there driving around, you're thinking maybe 30 or 35 is okay. But many of our streets, most of our streets in East Springfield, especially the side streets, are all 25 miles per hour. Okay, Kathy,
Thank you. I think the next slide's yours.
it's mine. Yes, good. We're to our Sector C, East Springfield reporting for activity over the past month. So we're happy to have with us from the Springfield Police Department. We have with us tonight Lieutenant Arpin, who will be going through the details of this report. We also have Sue Haley Arce, who is our community police liaison with us. And we have Officer Julio Vasquez, who is our ordinance officer with us. So great to have them all with us, and we're anxious to hear what's happening in the neighborhood, and there'll be an opportunity afterwards to answer any questions you have. So Lieutenant Arpin, you have the floor.
Okay, going over the crime stats from May 9th to June 5th. For robberies, we had only one robbery reported. It was Tuesday, June 1st, 35 Russell Street. A male was jumped by his ex-girlfriend and a male who the male beat him and took 2 cell phones from him. After a follow-up investigation, they had a suspect, non-domestic suspect of Nathan Rickles. So that's ongoing. But also the female was arrested later on. So that's it for robberies. Aggravated assaults, there was 3 reported. First one was Thursday, May 27th at Page and Sargon. There was a subject was arrested for assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. Assault and battery on a police officer, 5 officers. Reckless operation of a motor vehicle. It seems it was a road rage. It started off as a road rage incident. Jose Colon Dash Lopez of 58 Shane Circle happened to have an officer observe 2 vehicles driving recklessly. One of the cars, when he approached them, one of the cars stated that the other guy showed what appeared to be a BB gun and pointed it at his car. He said he actually shot him. So they pulled that car over and they located a BB gun. And as they were dealing with the guy, he completely lost his marbles and fought the officers. And the victim was actually hit in the shoulder with the BB. He had marks. They found the BB in the car, and they found the BB gun. So he was placed under arrest, and he continued to fight even back when he was being booked. And I think that's where he caught like three more charges for ABPO, which is assault and battery to a police officer. Nobody got really injured, but they were, kicks to the legs, things like that. Tuesday, May 25th. All right, this guy's a really bad guy. And it started off as a domestic at 23 Baldwin Street, which is right. He ended up being arrested right at 85 Fernwald. He had a domestic dispute in which he pointed a gun at his blood child's head. He was high on drugs. Somebody called the police. He fled on foot. Officers arrived, saw somebody that fit the description, in the area, 85 Fernwald. So they got there pretty quick. And they ended up grabbing this guy who ends up being the guy. He had a gun on him, and I think he had heroin too. His name is David Oyola. Bad guy. Lives right at 23 Baldwin. It's literally right across from that problem area. So he ended up having heroin and, let's see, it was, 4 bundles of heroin. So that's 40 bags of heroin. He had a Glock 43 9mm with 2 magazines and also a laser sight on it. So this guy's a really bad guy. The reason I mention it is because usually we don't talk about domestics, but really, other than not revealing the names of the people involved in the domestic other than him. But it turned out to be much more. And if anybody has any further questions, I actually printed up the report. It's like a 3-pager. If anybody wants any more explanation about it, I can talk to them or answer some questions, try to answer some other questions. The third and final aggravated assault was on Tuesday, June 1st. It was at 1571 Page Boulevard. Apparently, some guy and his boss were at Chet's Auto, whatever it is, their business. They got into it for some reason, and apparently the boss literally knocked out and beat his worker pretty badly, to the point where the guy required surgery to his face for broken bones in his face. And I'm hoping it's not any relation to anybody here, but the suspect is a Matthew Koski of South Hadley. Okay, that's good then. That's good. Okay. Spells it the same way and everything. So, so they're in the process of getting a warrant for that guy as well. He might already have been arrested. I've been off for the last couple of days, so I don't have any updates. Burglaries in B&Es on Saturday, May 15th, 230 St. James Boulevard. Somebody broke into a shed and by kicking in the door, and they stole 2 motorcycles, a 2011 Suzuki GSX R600 and a 2006 Yamaha YZF. That was it for B&Es. Theft from a motor vehicle, we had 3. 1037 St. James Street, the Racing Mart. Another purse taken out of a car while running and went into the store. She lost $200 cash and some credit cards. On Saturday, May 22nd, 16 Carlos Street. The victim actually just got a call from his Discover card company about excessive charges on his account. So the victim then went out to his driveway and discovered his car was broken into. He left it unlocked, or she left it unlocked, and her husband's wallet was in the car and was taken. So they canceled the credit card and the charges have stopped. 93 Curve Street on Saturday, May 22nd. Victim found his car was rifled through in his girlfriend's Michael Kors clutch containing credit cards, and her Capital One card was actually used 3 times, which adds larceny charges to it as well. Motor vehicle thefts, I already mentioned the 2 motorcycles, so that's a repeat, but we had 2 others on Sunday, May 23rd. It was just a domestic, and the person later returned the motor vehicle, and they didn't want to press any charges. 25 Industry, and that was at 86 Windermere. 25 Industry Ave on Tuesday, June 1st. Paramount Storage, around midnight, 3 masked individuals were wearing all black, apparently cut like 20 different locks to 20 different storage facilities with bolt cutters. Video shows them looking into several storage units like they were looking for the right one. They only took 2 ATVs, a 2006 Suzuki 400 and a 2004 Yamaha Warrior. Like, we need more ATVs on the street, right? The people apparently snuck in, and when they found them, they hotwired them somehow and then drove them away, and they're still missing. Let's see. That's 23 calls. There was some other arrests. This one says Sector C, Springfield, near I-291 exit ramp, for a reckless operation of a motor vehicle. And oh no, that's the one where I told you where the guy ended up being charged with 5 assault and batteries on a police officer. So I already covered that. 35 Russell, covered that. The only other one is St. James Avenue. It just says St. James Avenue at 2:47 in the morning. Guy was driving like a jerk, apparently. Failed to stop for police. He was being pulled over for failing to yield, and negligent operation of a motor vehicle. Ended up taking off. I think it was a pursuit. That was from Lieutenant Toledo and his guys. That was it for other arrests. Going into Sector C hotspots. For drug activity, there were 10 calls. Of course, there was a report made for 85 Fernwald. And there was, most of these calls are all Fernwald, but there was one of them resulted in a report being made. Then there was, let's see, drug activity. Nothing was found at Linnell and Carew. Drug activity at 85 Fernwald again. Nothing located at that time. There was 2 gun calls. One was at 85 Fernwald. Nothing was found there. And 23 Baldwin, which is the 2 streets of 2 things I already covered where that guy was arrested. He was living at 23 Baldwin. There were 2 calls for shots fired on May 11th. 17 Bray Street was unfounded. Again, unfounded means they didn't find anything to substantiate that shots were fired. No damage, no shell casings, no injuries, nothing of that nature. There was also one for 80 Bircham Street on the 19th of May, and nothing was located at our response. Do I still have everybody?
Yep. Guy, do we have a
Okay.
hotspot slide?
Are you talking to me?
I was talking to Guy. I was asking him to put the
Okay.
hotspot slide on. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay, so let's see. So I'm up to let's see, Sector C major offenses. So we already went over that one. We went over the aggravated assaults, burglary, Yeah, that's all repetitive report. Shouldn't even be in there. Sector C, quality of life calls. There were 3 calls for suspicious activity. None of them resulted in anything other than advisement, or they were unfounded or taken care of. Again, those were some repeat places: Putnam Circle and Fernwald, 2462 Roosevelt, El Paso, and Page. Suspicious motor vehicle, there were 7 calls. One of them I take note to on June 3rd at 5 minutes to 1 in the morning. Resulted at 100 Brookdale Drive, resulted in a citation and a tow. They towed the vehicle. That was it for suspicious motor vehicles. Have anything found? There were 4 calls for suspicious people. And none of those resulted in any reports or anything of that nature. Nothing panned out. Unnecessary noise, 38 calls. I know there's some complaints of noise, so this would explain some of it. So I don't see anything. Somebody was advised to stop whatever they were doing, making the noise at 737 St. James Avenue on May 23rd. The rest were either advised. Oh no, there was another advised at 73 Davis Street. Those subjects were advised. 737 St. James again was advised, so there was 2 calls on that. 240 Redlands, that was advised. And then the only other one that was where somebody was actually spoken to, it looks like on June 5th, 134 Linnell Street. Now, subject was advised for whatever noise they were producing. And that's pretty much it for covering the crimes and most of the activity that's gone on that I know of for that period of time. So turn it back over to, or do you want to go with Officer Vasquez next?
John, you want to lead in with Officer Vasquez, or do you want me to? You're on mute. You are muted.
There we go. Yes, I'm back. Yeah, if we could do that, that sounds good. Officer Vasquez on ordinance for our neighborhood.
Okay, Mallory Village, I believe narcotics still has a pending investigation, ongoing investigation with the activity inside the Putnam Circle, Fernwall, and Farragut Street. I'm monitoring the noise complaints at Page Boulevard, especially 1144, Watland Street area, Curve Street area, Codwell Drive area. I'm also monitoring El Paso Street. Checking Pottinger School and Marshall Roy for the homeless and suspicious activities. I haven't seen them in the last couple of weeks. I don't know if my high visibility has spooked them or not. I'm also doing traffic deployments on Page Boulevard, St. James Ave, St. James Boulevard area for Chapter 90 stuff, speeding, mufflers, running red lights, things of that nature. I'm going to be doing a traffic deployment on Page Boulevard corridor going towards 291, either the end of this week or next week, just to let you know. Been keeping in touch with Queen City about the shopping carts, illegal dumpings, the tires being dumped by the train tracks. I'm also monitoring the vacant houses with code enforcement. I believe that the Squad C and midnight shift are monitoring Industry Ave and Cottage Street for the drag racing. And like I said earlier, I'll be monitoring the speeding on Page Boulevard, especially from Page and St. James Boulevard towards 291 corridor. Other than that, that's all I have right now.
Very good, thank you. Thank you, and before we open it up for questions, Sue Haley, is there anything that you would like to cover?
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Suhaili Arce, the Community Police Liaison. I just want to remind and encourage everyone to, if there are any questions or any safety concerns in your neighborhood, please feel free to give me a call. We can definitely have those conversations in a safe space. I can share that information moving forward with our supervisors. That opportunity to do so and to give me a call if you would like to have that one-on-one conversation is going to be by calling me at 413-787-6359. If I don't answer, please feel free to leave me a message. And as soon as I get back in, I will absolutely call you back and have that discussion. Also, just please be mindful to look out for your neighbors and your neighborhood at all times. It's the summertime. We're going to hear lots of issues with, the fireworks and the loud music and the motorcycles. And it's just very important to reiterate that we are absolutely on those issues. And if you know of any locations where those things are happening, we do encourage and invite you to please either call our non-emergency dispatch, call 911, or you can absolutely give me a call. Again, my phone number is 787-6359 so that we can discuss those concerns and provide information as to where those incidents may be occurring or where those locations might be. Other than that, that's all I have. Have a great evening.
Fantastic, thank you. Thank you. So I guess we can open things up for any questions.
Kathy, do you want to bring up the questions we got in earlier, or do you want me to read them
Why don't
off?
you start with what you have? Start with what you have.
There was nothing police related from the general feed, and the questions that were non-police related, we already answered in the feed.
Okay, all right.
Perfect.
Well, there were two police related comments that were sent to us. And I think I did send them to you, Lieutenant, late in the day when I found them on Nextdoor. But one had to do, and I'm not expecting anybody to have any information at this point, but one had to do with, there was a dog bite on Georgetown today and at about 10:30 this morning. And the second is someone was asking the question, if I find a bag of narcotics, can I expect if I call the police will take it away, or will the police tell me just to throw it out? Somebody was saying that was their experience. So those were the two things that were brought to my attention.
Yeah, I don't really have too much information about the dog bite. As I said, I've been off the last 2 days. Tomorrow's my first day back. So I guess did that occur today or yesterday?
It occurred today about 10:30. I have a little bit of information on it, sir, if you want me to share it. A little bit of
Sure.
Confirmed information.
Yeah.
In the area of 34 Georgetown, there was, as Thomas J. O'Connor, the animal control people call it, dog versus two humans. The dog was unvaccinated and was had no license. At this point, there were injuries. I do not know the severity of those injuries, but Officer Vasquez said that the person went to the hospital, I believe. Is that correct, Julio?
Yes, the
Yeah.
female that was assaulted had a hand injury and ankle injury, and she did go to the hospital.
I'm told at this point that the dog has been quarantined at Thomas J. O'Connor partly because there is no vaccination record and also no license. And that dog will be there for at least 14 days. The owner at this point has the ability to surrender that dog. The person who was assaulted has the ability, and Thomas J. O'Connor has the ability to file for a dangerous dog hearing. And it's my understanding that if in fact the dog is not surrendered, that dangerous dog hearing will be filed for, so that then everybody gets their chance to really hear all the facts. There was some conversation in the neighborhood that, and what I did find out is the officers did a great job in getting there quickly. The call came in at 10:34 this morning to the police department, It was dispatched at 10:38 and they arrived at 10:40. So thank you very much for the officers, and I know you were there, for getting there and helping the situation get under control. So that's the totality of my information at this moment.
So if we have no other questions, we can move on in the agenda.
Remember to visit us at online at myesnc.com. And remember that our next virtual meeting will be held via Zoom on Tuesday, July 6th. That's our board meeting at 6:30. If you don't think we have your email, please send us via one of our methods your email, and we'll be sure you get the Zoom link for that. Any last minute questions, Guy?
Yeah, I have a complaint from a neighbor.
Oh, okay, Brent, thank you.
I guess they think I own the complaints. I'm not sure. Firecrackers. The firecrackers that were going on last night had everybody on their front porch, and they were better than the city of Springfield's fireworks. That's how elaborate they were. But this person apparently called 911, and they said, oh, thank you for calling. We'll call it into the police. So does that mean that the state building, if they're really, really busy, the state takes the calls? No? Well, anyway, this person was trying not to look. Apparently, the person was trying not to look obvious, looking for the house number. They tried not to make it obvious, so they couldn't figure it out if it was from 379 El Paso or 383. I don't know what either one of them, who they are, so I couldn't help with that. But they were, John and Marie, did you guys see them? They were that high up in the sky.
I heard them.
We heard them.
Some of them, yes.
If you had gone out in your back or the side lot, you probably would have seen them. They were so high up. I mean, these were elaborate firecrackers. So anyway, I'll tell this person I told you guys and I'm done. That's it.
Lieutenant, so, I mean, the people did the right thing. They called in with as much of an address as they could. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, is this an ongoing, the same address repeatedly doing this, or is this just a one-time occurrence?
Well, a couple weeks ago, they were kind of on the other side of the page behind us. So I'm not sure if they're the same people at all. Because I don't get dressed and go out looking.
I was going to say the last couple of years, right along that area there, from Carew Street over to like the other side where it connects to the park, there's been like 2 or 3 different houses that light them off all the time. The red brick house on the corner there by Carew, halfway up the road there, not on Lang, but on that street.
Linnell.
What's that?
Linnell.
It could be. Is that the one that's closer to Marshall Roy? Yeah, Linnell.
I don't remember.
So there's a couple different houses all in that section, and they go off like for basically the month before, month and a half before.
Yeah.
So what it sounds like to me is that we need to keep our ears open. We need to call the police. And if we find that they are repeat performers, then we need to continue to call, but also let Lieutenant know or Sue Haley know or somebody, so we can kind of put 2 and 2 together and figure out that it's a repeat performer. And then maybe there can be intervention at that point.
But these had to be really, really expensive. I mean, these weren't just firecrackers. They were the real deal.
Mhm.
Yeah, those things are about, they're like about $100, I think.
Yeah.
Buy them out of state. You know, it's a big box. It looks like a case of beer, with a case of beer bottles, like something that big. And it has 1 wick, but it has like probably like 25 mortar tubes in it. And that's got to be what you're talking about, would be my guess.
That's it.
Any other comments or questions from the team? Sue Haley, anything else? No?
No, ma'am.
Sorry, I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
John, anything else?
Are you talking to me?
Oh, I was talking to John, but Lieutenant, that's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I just wanted to say that, I saw on one of those things, the complaints, one of those neighborhood outdoor things that you guys are all involved with, where it mentioned, and I want to say that I spoke to that officer, and I think she just made a mistake and was really just kind of kidding around, and I think it got taken the wrong way. But
Okay,
I told her, you got to be careful how you talk around people. And so she's been corrected. She knows she's actually a really good officer. And I just want you to know that anybody has a complaint that I dealt with it. I don't think we have to go any further than that. She won't do anything like that again. She obviously knew that was taken the wrong way or out of context.
well, I want to say thank you very much. I mean, we really do appreciate the work that the police officers do. And we do know that these times are particularly difficult, and that we continue to stand with and stand by and are here for whatever it is the police officers need. So we really appreciate the communication so that we can better learn how to share our information with you, and you can then utilize that information to provide appropriate service for us. So we do appreciate your time tonight, and also, your time out in the field. We know that you're working hard in general, but also some of our particular hotspots have seen a significant amount of police presence. And you know us, we'll just keep asking for more. Right,
Oh,
Lieutenant?
yes, I know.
And that's what you
I
tell
know.
us to do. Keep asking, keep calling, keep
Yep.
telling. So, okay, if no one has, if there are no other comments and no comments from the viewing audience, Guy?
Nope.
No? Okay, then what I'm going to do is close this meeting to the Zoom and to the Facebook. And if anybody wants to hang around, we'd be glad to have you, our team members. Thank you very much. Have a really safe week. Hopefully we'll see you on Saturday at the Delta Hills off of Stanley Park at 9:30. Bye-bye.
Thank you.